Hello, 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 hello. Think we're good. So, start of the week, right? We are. I'm currently up on my account, right? So I deposited $200, and we've grown that $200 into 1.2K, right? If I'm being realistic here, trades, trader balance. So actually, right, the most I was actually at was almost 1.6, right? 1.595K. Here we're 1.599, literally. Oh no, we're here. Okay, cool. Yeah, so the highest we were at was at 1.62, and then from there we pretty much went down to 1.2, right? Which is here. As you can see, these are the losses. And then where's that? Yeah, so it's pretty much here. Went ahead and put in the $200, and then we pretty much made about 490. Well, we made 429 here, 498 here, 707 here, and then we pretty much made about 238 as well, right? Now I don't like talking about like shoulda, coulda, wouldas, right? But just to briefly kind of go over, right, just so I can understand once again the what could happen, right, when we continue to make these small little mistakes. So we should have been actually up, right, 3K. I should have been up 3K. The reason why I say that was because in this gold trade, right, if I take a look at my losses, that was that withdrawal. First loss here, right? So this first loss here, the 69 loss, I was actually up 225 on this account, on this trade. Sorry, on this position here, I was up 220 like bucks. And then once again, I should have closed out. I think at that point I wasn't really too aware of like overall structure as a whole. Ended up killing me, right? And actually, I think I can talk about that right here. So that trade there was actually AJ. That was AJ. What loss was that? Was it this? Oh yeah, it was this loss? Okay, yeah, I remember that loss. Okay, so it was right here, right? We tried to sell and it caught us up in that buy. What pretty much happened was, and again, I understood this. Like I understood what I was doing, but I was being a bit too hopeful for the fact that even here we kind of had made like a little push down. So I was kind of again being hopeful this was going to be that lower high point. And then if I jump down to lower time frames, where's it at? If we jump down to lower time frames, right? Remember that shit, like, so this is the trade, right? I had a stops right here. These were my stops. Boom. And then I pretty much caught this whole entire push down here, right? And again, we didn't break 100%, so I do not know why I continue to hold. And I remember at this right here, at this bullish wick there, I remember telling myself I think I should just close because we did not break 100%. But again, I was just so hopeful in the fact that we were pretty much bearish, right? But again, we didn't break 100%, so I don't know why I was trying to hold that again. I should have, again, if we broke 100% here, then that would have been a reason to hold, but we didn't break 100%, right? Now, could this have still gone bearish? Yes, but this is the type of trade that we shouldn't be holding, right? Because again, I didn't break 100%. We broke this here, which again, we could have been waiting for that lower low, lower high, yes. But again, it's not always going to come, right? And again, as you can see here, pretty much made a higher low point, and then overall made a higher high point. So again, when we don't break 100%, right, it's like, because again, this could have gone bearish, right, but that's counter trending, right, and that's, again, for us to try to scale into that, it's damn near, you need luck, a lot of luck, because again, you're not breaking 100%, you know what I mean? So it's kind of going, you're just being very, very hopeful. That's what I should have done, right? And I know this because this was my biggest mistake that I used to make before, is hold this type of stuff. This is where it got me, right? So again, I was up $200 and said a loss 69. Should not have had happen, right? Should not have had happen. Now go here. These are swap fees. Oh, this is trading. $20 trade. I don't remember this trade. Oh, and also, the only reason why I remember holding this trade was because I had a really, really good position. I entered on this candle, but I think I entered like on the M1 or 3. So my entry was like right there. Something like that. So it was really, really high. So that's the only reason why I even held, was because, again, I had a really good position. Okay, I don't remember this trade. It's $20 trade here. And then this is another trade here. All of this here. No, this. Yeah, that right there. Once again, I was actually up. So here I was up $500. Here I was up, I think the max was like 80 or $90. So here I was up 500. Here I was up $90. And again, held too long. This is something that, again, I think because of these previous wins, these wins just pretty much shot up. Like, I was getting in with an entry, but then at these key points, it shot up. And then what was happening here is that at certain key points, it was retracing, right? And this is where, again, this is where I got to call the shots, whether or not I want to hold and try to hold a retracement, or just wait for this to kind of shoot up, right? But again, I got to take profits, right? I'm up $500 on this account. Gold, another one, I lost $200. I was up $600. And then as we kind of come up here, so again, all together, I should not have taken all these losses, right? I should actually be up 3K in the account. I'm actually happy that I'm not even lower, right? And this helped a lot. This win right here helped a lot, put us back up, because we would have been a little bit less than 1,000, right? And then we took this here. This is another trade that I'm pretty sure I was up, I want to say a couple bucks. That USD, yeah, I want to say I was up. This one was another. Oh, this one was dumb. I was kind of just going based off of. Oh wait, does it go exactly to that trade? Oh, fee. Which was the instrument, huh? Yeah. So yeah, so that's pretty much the breakdown. So a lot of these trades, this trade was done. I think I was just trying to catch like the retracement. And once again, we didn't break 100%, but I was still trying to catch a retracement. Like, yeah, I keep trying to catch these retracements, right? It should have happened, right? It should just not have happened, but all right, it is what it is, right? I'm up 1.2, right? Had a bad week. I had a really good first start week 2 weeks ago. Then last week, I had a bad week, and now we're on this week, right? So this is where, let's break all this down, right? Let me break down. Okay, I'm gonna break down. What should I break down first? Okay, let's break down AJ first. This is AJ, right? Now AJ does have me a little bit stuck because of structure, just a bit messy. I hate when it gaps down, right? But these gaps just will make structure messy, right? So okay, overall, right, based off just kind of where we're at right now within the structure, we obviously have this higher low, higher high, so we're pretty much bullish, right? I'm very, very tight, and like the structure itself is very, very just tight, right? It's very, very tight, very, very squared, very, very blocky, so it's not really like clear enough. But we want to remember that this is the time frame that everything's based off of. So I need to make sure that any type of breaker support, breaker resistance, any type of structure that I'm trying to verify has to be done on this time frame, right? Has to be done on this time frame. So now with that being said, we're pretty much bullish, right? Bullish off the weekly. I should actually put that before I try doing anything stupid. Bullish, right? And now where could we head with all this, right? I'm thinking even if we continue to go push up, I mean, we'd be just pretty much making highs, right? So this is kind of very, very, like, all-time highs, right? So this is something to be very, very aware of, but yeah, it's very, very tricky messing around with these areas, right? So even if I do enter buy, it's kind of like, well, how far can we get? Yeah. But that's that, right? So we're still very bullish on the weekly, bullish on the monthly. Even just based off here, right? This little minor structure that we have going on here. Boom. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Right? That's that structure there. It's pretty much this here, which pretty much got a higher high, right? So minor structure, which is this main structure here, off the daily is also just seen based off this time frame, right? So that's pretty much that. So it's pretty much this here. It's this candle here, but again, structure is so 13th. It's pretty much here. They're going off here, here. So not got myself thinking a little bit. Okay, but we did break this resistance here. That's what I remember. I said, okay. Boom, boom, boom. Just this 23rd, which is that there. Okay, boom, boom. Okay, I remember now. Higher low, higher high. So yes, we're still bullish, right? So this is the minor. That's that minor structure that we're pretty much talking about. Again, very, very complicated with these little gaps and these little messy structure, but kind of making it do, right? So then here, I'm pretty sure I went down to the H1, right? So that's just the bias based off the daily, right? Overall bias, still bullish as well. Doesn't mean we can't see a pullback, but once again, this is my weakest points, right? Trying to catch these like counter trends, mainly because they're counter trends, right? It's not supposed to be something that we trade, but again, so we're at that first key point where I think this can potentially have that push up, right? If it doesn't, I think that we can still pretty much come down, maybe hit this point and then try to push up, or if not, just kind of have another pullback here and then see if we can push up, or just mainly just kind of push straight down, right? If we end up pushing down. So with that being said, right, for that push down, right, that retracement I'm talking about, I think it would be best seeing basically based off here, right? So overall, we're still pretty much bullish. Again, overall, we're still bullish. So trying to catch this here, trying to catch this counter trend is pretty much where I've been losing the last week, right? And again, with my kind of luck, I feel like this is where that counter trend will then take off, right? But again, it's all about just breaking structure. So I understand that we did break this. I understand that we did break a higher low point. That higher low point isn't 100%, but we still broke like a higher low point. This is why I have that lower high, lower low here. So now with that being said, based off H1, yes, it's still a bit currently bearish, right? Here, overall, or like currently with this little minor structure here. But I gotta remind myself, structure is not based off this, right? So we're still bullish. So this is where I need to see this H1 structure very, very like, it's got to give me a lot, right, for me to sell. And then I got to make sure that when we do sell, structure on that lower time frame is giving me that, right? Now, I did have this pretty much structure here. I pretty much said, like, looking at just H1, we're pretty much maintaining the support, right? We're not breaking the support here. So how I see this, it can be like a little inverse head and shoulder, and then maybe we can push up here or even here, right? Maybe even something like this, you know what I mean, if it came down to it. So I'm just gonna have this here marked off right? And the reason why I'm pretty much like this because again, structure is not, it's not bearish shit, right? This is where I lost a lot previously because I continue to make mistakes, or I continue to chase these types of trades, right? And because it looks great, right? Like trying to catch this lower high point right here, and then hope for like a little sell. And then if I look at that, I mean, right, I look on the 4 hour, I go on the daily. I mean, I'm like, look at the potential that we have. You know what I mean? Like I look at that type of stuff, and that's what kind of gets me. Is like, damn, I can make a whole lot of money if it does go that way, but hardly ever. Hardly does it ever. So this is kind of where I just want to stick to, right? I'm sticking to bullish now. When do I even look for this sell opportunity? If it does come, right? I think I want for sure look for some type of lower. Like I think I need to just see structure here and be very like visible, right? Like we're not pretty much breaking a lower high point. We're not breaking a resistance. Something like this, right? It has to be visible in this case here, because again, yeah, we just can't be. Right, we just didn't break 100%. Right, this would be 100% down here. Right, that's for us to be like, okay, cool. So on H1, it just has to give us a lot of confluence, right? Mainly just, again, if we can see a higher low, I mean a lower high point, right? Again, just wait for structure to make sure, like, give you that clarification, like, yo, we're not breaking this point here. We can start to see some type of sell, and this is where we would want to take action, right? But again, it's got to give us more than just a bearish candle, right? A weak candle. We got to break 100%. So that's where I'm at with this, right? And that's where I'm pretty much at. That's my analysis based off this. I'm pretty much still aiming to go bullish. Even something like, again, maybe here, and then we'll see how it reacts here. And then if you want to take another position based off here, and then ultimately just come here, right? It doesn't necessarily have to make a huge higher high, but it can even just come back down here. I mean, up here, and then see just how it reacts, right? And that's just that time frame. And that's that. So that's AJ, right? I'm still pretty much bullish. Yeah, still bullish. I'm still going to keep on trying to find entries there. Right. I want to wait for some type of pullback based off this time frame right here. I'm 39.15 ahead of it, right? Actually, yeah. So H1, you can kind of see it. Just some type of candle, some type of something that just gives me like right here, and then push to the upside is the position that I'm going to try to take. Right. So that's my first. Now let's talk about UJ, right? UJ is a bit more clear, but also messy, right? Again, UJ was that pair where I was up down near like 600, 700 bucks, and I did not close, and I just lost. This is where that trade was, right? So I pretty much caught this off this UJ, as you guys can see here, right? So I tried once. Oh, so I remember that first trade. Okay, so that first trade, I tried to catch that buy, caught me. Right, boom. And then I try to catch pretty much, I think I did enter 2 buys. Right, and then I caught pretty much all that. This entire push, I caught. And that's what I was up 700, right? And again, what I didn't have mark off was the full 100%. I just had this resistance, and I was like, okay, cool, we made a resistance, we broke that 100%, right? So this is where I made that mistake in that first part because we weren't breaking 100%. My mistake, right? Gotta mark it off. We're not breaking 100%. We're just counter trending. I should have caught this sell. Easy sell. Then, right? Huge exhaustion wick. I caught that. Push all the way up. Now, again, we just broke a lower high point. So this is where the retracement is going to come on this time frame. This is where, again, this push is going to have to kind of make a higher low point. And then once we make that higher low point, that's when we then push up, right? So yeah, once again, should have closed out. Didn't. And then the cost me, right? That's where I lost like $200 and like the $80, right? So again, we're up $700, $600, right? This was just me not understanding structure. I thought that we could legit get a nice big push, and we were, right? We were pushing pretty good, but again, we were not basing structure off this as a whole. That's where we got caught. So now, what am I looking for, right? Now, daily's still pretty much, if I look at the structure, right, we're still pretty much maintaining this higher low point. Minor structure is bullish. Overall structure is also bullish. We're not breaking the support. Come back, just kind of based off here, we're also not kind of breaking out of this little structure here, this consolidation, right? So with that being said, it's kind of hard for me to, because we did try to go bullish once, failed. We even tried to push up a little bit. This was a retracement, failed. And I think here now is kind of like same thing as that retracement. We went bearish here. But I think now would be a good point to try to aim bullish because we're kind of done. I wouldn't say we're done retracing because here in this candle, on that H4, we did pretty much make a lower low. I think I have that marked off the... Damn, do I not have this shit marked off? Bro, what am I doing? Okay. So we did pretty much H4 daily. Boom. I do not know why I have this marked off. Okay, but we pretty much have this lower high point here. Oh shit. On H4, right? And we pretty much broke it on H4. So this is why I need to see a higher low point pretty much based off this time frame. So I would love it right here. Cool, right? That would even be an inverse head and shoulder, right? We got this left shoulder, the head, and then hopefully that there. Boom. Inverse head and shoulder, right? And I would want to see on this time frame because again I can see the break of support. I can see the break of support. I can also see the lower high point, right? I can just see all these things. So this is where I would need to see the higher low point pretty much be formed, right? Now, this is where again the higher low point would need to be formed, which is just the candlestick analysis at this point here, and then I break that down, which is pretty much the 17th right here. I think 15 is not too bad. It's not too bad on here either. That's pretty much that support that we should have got, but I'm just mark it off as there. Actually, yeah, we don't have a scene on that time frame. How about there? Okay, yeah, we do have a scene on that time. Damn, but we have that. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it here. That's just pretty much where I need to see this broken. And if not, then guess what? Gotta pull the trigger on this buy for this UJ, right? So I'm still thinking buy, right? Again, it's like the counter trend is what's kind of holding this together right now. It's looking very, very bearish, but again, minor, and we're not breaking the main move, right? We are breaking kind of this minor structure here, but the main move, right? Even just based off, okay, overall structure here, right? Just this support here did not break. This support here did not break. And then we pretty much, same support here. We did break kind of this support, lower low, this is why, but again, this is where that lower high point will need to be formed. And then again, so if I'm going to miss out on that sell, so be it, because again, I'm so tired of like trying to chase these counter trends. But again, it's like it's hard because again, if this does sell off, we're gonna drop pretty hard, like somewhere down here. But again, I can't think like that. And that candle there is like we pretty much made a higher high, but we didn't make it overall. And now the minor structure, and now we're kind of piecing this together. Like, look at this, bro. We're not breaking this shit. Oh, we're getting so hard. So I'm pretty much bullish, right? This is what I'm gonna look for. This either here, even just something like this, I'm gonna stick to the buy. Gonna stick to that buy. I haven't broke down euro yet. I'll save that for a later pair. So now this is gold, right? Gold. I'm still gonna get my lick back on gold, right? Two times on gold. I was up 500, 600 bucks. End up losing 200 bucks. So gold owes me $1,000. $1,000 gold owes me, right? So this is that gap, right? Nothing we can really do about this. If it pushes from here, then it pushes from here. I'm mad because again, this is that trade that I was trying to catch here. This is what I'm at, no, because this is that trade, right? I think each one will be a little bit better here. So I caught this sell here. Boom, we dropped, right? Within this 1 hour, we dropped. And then we end up pulling all the way just a little bit here. I didn't have this. Again, gold has so much money, like I could not catch this for the overall move. But I knew it was going to sell. And look at this. It sells, right? And I'm telling you, this was like, I think this was like 8 grand, 9 grand. If I would have caught this move, would have made like 8 grand. Right? And I knew it was going to sell. I knew, but I did not have the money, obviously, in my account to be able to hold this retracement. Even if I did, would I? I don't know. Once again, because I'm just putting it out of the risk. But again, it's just like, I knew it was going to sell, right? I knew it was going to sell. And I just did not cash that fucking sell, bro. Right? So, it is what it is, right? I'm there. I'm there when it comes to the structure. When it comes to gold, especially, I'm there. My big, and I'm calling it now, right? I'm gonna call it on video. That breakthrough that I'm trying to look for, that I've been chasing for so long, it's gonna be on gold. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Gold is gonna be my breakthrough. Cause again, there's so many trades. Even here, I think this was that trade. I don't know if I answered buy or sell. 0.01. This was the other trade, I think, somewhere around here. Or again, I was up 500. I think I answered buy, but then come in the sell. Yeah, I think it was within this candle here, right? Caught it, pushed all the way up, and then I just held for too long, and then it caught me in the sell. Something like that. So I'm just fucking, here's what it is, right? Small mistakes, bro, but I'm there. I'm telling you, I'm there. The most consistent I've been, right? Throughout my whole entire trading, this is the most consistent I've been. I was damn near up 200%. I basically turned 200 bucks into 1.6K in about less than 2 weeks, which is huge. That's the best I've ever done. And in reality, I should have been up 3K. So I should have been turning that 200 bucks into 3K because I was actually up that. Did not close that amount, but I was up that amount. So that should have been right. That's the last time I say about the whole shoulda, woulda, coulda, because I hate doing that. I either gotta do or I don't, right? And so far, I have not been able to do that. So I need to lock in, right? I see a lot of good potential this week. If we can just maintain this stuff, if we can hold this stuff, yeah, it'll be good. Right now, we're still pretty much bullish, right? Like, even just kind of based off here, we're not really breaking this higher low points. I could even see like a big bullish push, right? I know right now that we got the whole war going on. There have been some talks about them trying to look for some type of peace offering when it comes to Iran, right? Higher low, higher high. And we're pretty much at that high point, right? But once again, like, if we don't break this to higher low point, we're still bullish. So I can even see this even dropping to even just down here. And then within those a couple days, boom. Once they kind of, like, you know what I mean? There's talks that there's going to be peace. So it looks like it could be coming with the next upcoming days, which means that gold can pretty much sell to the downside, right? A little bit here and then push up. And that would be pretty much that there. Yeah. So I don't mind, right? I mean, I'm hoping that right here, I'm gonna call this right here, right? If we can kind of fill this gap, I would love that. Just fill this gap, boom, and then we can sell off to even just down here, somewhere down here, and then hopefully within the next couple of days that takes, right? This is like a day, 2 or 3 days, you can see it then push back to the upside. That would be lovely. That would be beautiful, right? So that's that. That's that. It really just depends on this kind of minor structure here. If we can at least break this here, minor structure here. Once again, that would not be overall structure. That would not be that. That would be, because again, this minor structure here, overall structure is this here. So now this minor structure, kind of like this. Boom, we just broke this lower high point. Is what's in effect right now. So we can at least break this here, which will also be that candle there. Make that here, and that would be enough to kind of look for like a sell opportunity, and then take that sell. Let's try making a little lower low, and then that would be that effect there. Damn, we're way up there. Yeah, and that would be that. Let's try to make like a lower low down here. So we'll see. But that's my breakdown. I'm still gonna try to break down euro, but again, this is something that I don't even want to touch, right? Not even until London session. Yeah. So I just gotta mark off my key points and then just wait it out. Right now I have these three that could potentially start to move, you know what I mean, within the next couple hours. If that's what it shows me, that's what it shows me. But even on gold, right, especially gold, if that's what it gives me, I'm gonna take. I have 1.2, so I gotta really make it. I gotta be very, very careful on how I approach this, because my account can't really hold that much, especially if I'm gonna try to also enter on these pairs here. So we'll see how this kind of plays out. That was my breakdown. I'm gonna try to record everything live, but it's kind of hard for me. Like right now we're pushing bullish, so this is beautiful. This is beautiful. I mean, you could even like, I was even tempted in even like pressing bot here. We're on the M30, yeah, M30 here. See lower high, lower low, and this is where I was kind of tempted to kind of turn that buy. Pushed up, cool, nice. So I'm just gonna let this be it. I'm just gonna let this play out. Maybe within the next couple hours, something happens, right? We see that nice candlestick, then we'll try to enter off that. But if not, then H4 is that candle where I need to see a weak candle for me to then jump on M30 to look at structure as a whole. Kind of just go based off that. Yeah. And that's that.